What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy D Wood, man, and today I am coming at y'all with another video of the Spring Bling build series. I feel like that I should do this video because it will not only benefit the cardio community, but anyone that's out there trying to save a couple bucks on having their alternator replaced. This is for the 4th generation Altima or the 4.5 gen, so anywhere in between 2007 and 2012. Before we get into this install, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what I picked up from Mr. Singer, so that y'all can see what's in the package whenever you buy from him and how does it perform. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, so we're gonna keep this short and sweet. As you can see, you obviously get the alternator. My particular alternator, I got powder coated to match red ruby. It has upgraded internal regulator, copper stud. In addition to that, you get a nice decal, nice keychain, and a nice plug that'll plug right into your harness. I know that y'all can't read the paperwork, but I will go ahead and read exactly what's on here so that you can see how this alternator should perform. So this is, it says, new unit has 220 amp rating, but it clamps over 250 amps before heating. Better idle as well. He pressed in a copper stud in for me with a computer bypass for better internal regulation. So this here has a regulator bypass on it, and this is the new plug that he supplied for me. So right here we have the ratings as well. So at 4,000 RPM, which is basically if you sit in that idle and you're at a car show, 4,000 RPM is 256 amps. So we have a 220 amp alternator that is putting out 256 amps at 4,000 RPM. 3,000 RPM, we at 244 amps, so we still overrated. 2,600 RPM, 239 amps, which is right around, I guess we could say cruising speed. So we're still seeing overrating at cruising speed. When it's warm, it's 228 amps. So still overrated before we while we on a trip. At idle, which is 833 RPM, 156 amps, and then 650 idle is 139 amps. I've had my car upgraded to idle at 1,000 RPM, so I should see a little bit over that 156 at idle. But that's just a quick overview of the item that I picked up from Singer Alternators. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the description so that you can put in an estimate from him and give him this specifications to your build. But anyways, y'all, we about to go ahead and get into this alternator install video. All right, y'all, so first things first, you have to remove the engine cover in order to expose the alternator. We have 3 mounting points, which is 1, 2, and 3. All you need to remove this is an Allen key. I'm pretty sure everybody know how to turn screws if you're watching this video. So once it's removed, I'll get back to y'all. All right, y'all, so after we remove the engine cover, we have to remove one more thing to make this process a little bit easier. So we will actually be removing the antifreeze overflow reservoir, and the way that you remove that is just one bolt, and just to remove this clamp and pull out. Just a quick FYI, with this being a Altima, all of our screws are in metric. Okay, so make sure you pick up a set of metric sockets. Right here we have a number 10. This number 10 will be good for this bolt here that does hold the reservoir, and it's also good for this bolt here, which is the bolt for the hold on, let me go ahead and get you focused in. This is the bolt for the ground. So right here, this number 10 is good for this bolt here, and it's good, also good for this bolt here. The other socket that you will need is a number 14. This number 14 is used for the 2 main bolts that are holding the alternator in. So we have this main bolt right here, and let me pull out my light. we have another bolt right there. Okay, so in order for you to get that bolt, you're actually going to need either a long ratchet, or you can get a ratchet like mine that extends. So I can't extend it by one hand. Well, see here. Okay, so see, mine extends. You can pick this up at Harbor Freight for a little bit of nothing, and this is very useful for getting that bottom bolt. So once I get this reservoir removed, we will go ahead and get started into the alternator removal process. Alright, so after we get everything out of the way, clear and ready for work, the first thing that you want to do is remove the negatives from the battery. Okay, you want to remove the negatives from the battery, and I want to repeat it one more time. Remove the negative from the battery. Okay, that is a crucial step. Okay, whenever you're dealing with any type of electrical system, you always want to remove the negative side, and I am stressing that. Okay, so remove the negative side. So as y'all, let's get back to it. So as y'all see, I removed that reservoir, and it made reaching this bolt very easy. You can see I have all the room to play with down here. So we will be removing the negative from the battery, okay? And then from there, we're going to remove this bolt here that's holding the negative, and then we will also be removing the power wire. Okay, since I will be doing this off screen, you also want to tape up the positive. Okay, so get you some electrical tape. Get you some electrical tape. All right, and this is just a safety measure. So once you take off that positive, wrap it in some electrical tape. All right, so once I remove these wires, we'll get to the next step. All right, y'all, so I got all of my wires removed. As you can see, I am not a do it as I say, not as I do type person. I am in school for electrical engineering, so I do take this safety measure very important. So remove the negatives from the battery. Also, you can see I got the positive moved away and wrapped up in electrical tape that I got from my Big 3 upgrade. And then I also have the factory hiding somewhere. Okay, the factory right here that's wrapped in electrical tape as well. All right, so for this next part, we have to remove our front passenger side wheel to reach the tensioner to remove the serpentine belt. So before you put your car on jack stands or even jack it up, be sure to put on your emergency brakes. All right, so I already have my emergency brakes on. I'm going to take off my wheel, and we're going to get to the next step of this process. All right, y'all, so for the purpose of simplifying this video, I went ahead and removed the plastic piece that was covering up this area of the engine compartment. It is just held in by a couple clips, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the same clips that you see under your hood that hold your bumper in, it's the same ones. You just put a flathead in there, pry off the top, and pull them out. Okay, for this portion of the serpentine belt, you will need a number 14 closed in, so you need the closed in wrench. All right, and so we have right here this the light. Okay, so this right here is your tensioner. Okay, it's the black piece right here. You have the other pulleys. These two are the only ones with bolts, but the smaller one is the one that you need. Okay, that is your tensioner. The way that you're going to release tension is you're going to push towards the rear of the car. All right, so it's going to come just like this. So you want to put it in about right here, and you go push it back this way. All right, and once you push it back, you're going to have to try to take your other hand to slide the belt off. All right, don't try to slide the belt off too far to where it starts removing the pattern, because if so, you're going to have a hell of a time getting the serpentine back in place. But also, another suggestion that you can do, you can take a look at it before you start this process, draw it out, or you can find an online PDF just to see how the diagram of our pulley system works. But again, just come up here to the serpentine, to the tensioner. You go push it towards the back. All right. Once you take off the serpentine belt, it's going to have a lot more play. So you kind of want to start your wrench somewhere up in here and push out, because without no serpentine, it's going to take your wrench all the way back to about right here. All right. So that is this portion of the alternator removal. So again, serpentine belt, push the wrench towards the back, just slightly pull off the belt so that you don't release too much of the pulley system. But once I get that belt loosened up and taken off, I will take y'all back up top for the final portion of this video. Alright, so as y'all can see, I got the serpentine belt removed, and this is the final portion of an alternator install and uninstall. All that you have left is these two bolts, so 1 and 2. Once you remove those bolts, you can actually pull out the alternator with these, and then you just do everything in reverse. So this right here just concludes how to install an alternator in a 4th gen or a 4.5 gen Altima. If you have any questions, do not hesitate, because I will respond as soon as I can if you have any issues. Any other questions or concerns, like I said, just hit the comment section and I'll take care of you. If this was helpful to you, don't forget to press that like button. Subscribe to your boy, man. Like I said, once we hit 800 subs, we'll be doing a giveaway. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll holler at y'all, man.